Hope you all had a good day. I'm home, so I had a good day. Look at my pants. Aren't those cute? They got little wine glasses on them. But I'm gonna get started opening up this bottle. Look how pretty that is. Let me know that you're here. And again, if you're new to my channel, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, hit the notification button so you know when I'm going live. It's usually every week. Hi, baby girl. It's usually every week, but you know, sometimes you gotta take a break. Like I took a little couple break. Hi, Eva. Glad you made it. And I hope you're not drinking water, but I'm pretty sure you are. Took a little break for a couple weeks during the holidays because, of course, it's holiday time and people got things to do as well as I did. So I was just like, you know what? I needed this little break anyway. Man, they really got this on here because I am struggling. But I'm happy we are halfway through the week. This is probably one of my favorite times of the week. Okay. Well, at least it's not water, so I will take that. I would take that. A brisk over water any day. I'm really happy. This week is almost over. I was off on Monday. That's the crazy part. So I didn't work. It's not a full work week for me, but it's still, anytime you miss a day in freight, it's insane. So I came back to work that needed to be done, or work that was done but it wasn't done the way that I would normally do it. So, you know, no biggie. You get it done. I will be completely caught up to it's crazy. I missed a day and literally I needed to get caught back up. Yeah, so let's just get this bottle open because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I did need a drink. Well, I don't want to be dependent on a drink, so I shouldn't say that. I'm not gonna keep saying I need a drink. Hey, Micah. Glad you made it. I know you were a little upset the last couple of weeks that you didn't make it. Oh, this is pretty. I do this every week, y'all. I pour a big glass, and I don't even know if I'm gonna like it or not. I'm hoping I like this. So, look how pretty that is. But my guy at Total Wine and More, Michael, he actually assisted me with picking this one. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to try it. Smells really good. Of course, it's from France. You know, we like that region. 12% alcohol. So this will definitely give you a little something that you need. It goes good with grilled meats, pizza or cheese. So, okay. You want to serve this one not at room temperature, but slightly chilled. So if you're going to serve it, you know, and you know people are coming, put it in the refrigerator 15 minutes before you're going to serve it, just to give it a little chill, not too cold, and go from there. So let's see.
Mari, don't play in there.
Yeah, that's really good. That is, oh, I like that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try and save some of this for this. Oh, you have pizza. I was thinking either pizza tonight or something else, but I ended up getting Jersey Mike's for dinner. So we had sandwiches because it was quick and it gave me an opportunity to get myself together for tonight because, man, the traffic was trafficking today. So, oh, hello, son. The traffic was trafficking today, so I had to do what I had to do to make sure that I was ready in time for today. Because I think I was late last week. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah. So I did what I had to do. Get ready for tonight. I am here. I'm happy. It's Wednesday. It is, you know, it is what it is. So Meatballs and rice is good. I haven't made those in a long time, but it's been good. And I just want to say, because I know I probably got some haters on here for this one. How about them Cowboys? Yeah, really excited about that. That made my week so far. I was off. I was able to see the rest of the game. It got really good in the fourth quarter, but I'm happy. My team has advanced, so I want to hear nothing from anybody about nothing. But we're gonna stay on track. Exactly, Eva. Exactly. So Sunday we are gonna be ready for another game, ready to make it to the next round. So it is what it is. And to anybody that's hating on the Cowboys, join the rest of the people in line. We still America's team. It don't matter what you say to us. We don't care. This is really good wine. It's light. It's not extra dry. So this is, oh my gosh, this is really good. I like that. So this one is definitely a 5-star wine for me. I would buy this on a regular basis. And it pairs well with pizza, so that makes me really happy. And I kind of want to make some spaghetti, so I'm going to see how it tastes with that too. But it said grilled food, so we'll see how it tastes with, some grilled chicken. That might be good. But I'm trying to think what else is going on that really had me going this week. I forgot what else. Oh, but did you guys hear about that girl that almost got abducted at Starbucks? She went to go and I guess she was, I believe from the way that I read it, she was paying for her order or getting her drink, and they tried to zip tie her. To, like, what in the hell is going on in the world? We can't even go to Starbucks anymore. Like, it was interesting to see. So yeah, you definitely got to be careful, watch your surroundings. And it's sad that we really have to live like that right now, because all she was doing was getting her Starbucks. Like, man, it's insane. So yeah, definitely, watch out, pay attention to your surroundings, especially, right now while it's getting dark faster. Be vigilant with being cautious. Again, if you're just getting here, let me know you're here, so we can continue this conversation. I know there are some other people that were texting me saying they'd be on a little later, so I know there are going to be some people. Yeah, it is another reason to stay inside, and it's sad that we have to live like that, and even like, okay, I know I've been telling everybody, if you're coming to the Galentine party, make sure you take an Uber, have somebody drop you off. But I want to say, when you get into an Uber, make sure that the child lock isn't on when you get in the car. If you're sitting in the back seat, just take a quick look at the door and make sure that the child lock's not on. And also make sure that the window lock isn't on. And roll the window down a little bit and keep your finger on the lever. If it's not raining, of course. But keep your finger on the lever just in case they try and be slick and lock the windows while you're already in the car. I know it sounds crazy, but you got to be a little cautious like that. My daughter, I just had her do the whole mace thing. I've been telling her for a minute. I was like, get some mace. After she encountered a crazy incident. I think it was in the summer. But it's just crazy right now. People are stupid. People are doing crazy things. So you really got to watch yourself, because, yeah. But see, me, I'll probably bust a window and try and get out the car because I'm already panicked. And, yeah. The fight or flight. So that's a good one. My daughter was saying she saw on TikTok, they said to put your fingerprints on the window and leave hair in the car. That's a good one. So that way, your DNA. Another thing that I also do is I have my location shared with a few people. So that way, they can see, where my last location was, and be able to get to me if something does happen. I was also reading somewhere too that if you have kids, and I know this may sound crazy, because I'm kind of rambling at this point, but we're talking about safety, so all this stuff is just floating in my brain. See, this is how mom brain works. You just start thinking about stuff. But if you have kids, this lady was saying she takes pictures of her kids every morning. So that way, if something did happen and they say, what was the last, what was your child wearing? you can easily show them a picture of what the last thing your child had was. I thought that was a good idea. I have not done it yet, but it really is a good idea, because when you're in that moment, you're not thinking, what did my kid have on? Because sometimes I don't remember what my kid has on until I pick him up, and I'm like, oh yeah, he did have that on. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna really do it after I get him dressed. I'm gonna snap a quick picture of him. But it's just, you gotta take precaution with what it is going on in the world, because people are crazy. People are really crazy, but hey, we're gonna do what we gotta do to protect ourselves. Yeah, okay, that's enough of that rant. But trauma. So, I've been very open about my therapy journey and just been sharing things that I've been going through. And because I wasn't able to have an appointment I didn't get to go last week, but she did talk to me last week. I had a quick, like, 15-minute conversation with her, and she just discussed some things with me. She told me, I'm going to give you homework. And I like homework. I like being able to open up my mind. And I just said, you know what, as I was digging, I said, well, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about trauma, because trauma comes in different forms, whether it's emotional, psychological, physical, and it all causes different effects on your body. I went through a traumatic incident, and I'm only addressing this one because every time I do a short and I post it on YouTube, I always have one person that leaves a comment about my forehead. So, with that being said, in 2006, I got into a car accident and rolled off the embankment of the 91 freeway, and I survived. The car that I was in did not survive, but I did survive. And it was pretty bad for me, because I probably, hey Drea, glad you made it. Hope you got some wine, not drinking water or something. Anything but water. We're not doing water. No water. But I survived. And hey, Naya, I was just in here going, where is she at? She knows she's supposed to be here. She knows she's supposed to be here. I was like, I'm gonna have to beat her up tomorrow, but she don't want that smoke. Anyway, I rolled off the embankment of the 91 freeway, and it was pretty bad. Like, to look at the car, people were amazed that we were still alive. But me, once I got to the hospital, because they had covered all the windows, the mirrors, with paper towels, so I wouldn't look at myself immediately. But I wanted to see, of course, and I kept asking the lady. She was like, no, I don't think you should look. And I'm like, is it that bad? Like, is my face messed up? And I know that sounds vain, but that was my first thought. I'm not gonna lie, but when I looked, it wasn't as bad as they were. They made me feel it like it was when they were putting paper towels on the mirrors, but it was pretty bad. And so I got a cut, from rolling off the embankment and, hitting the door. I had a cut on my forehead, and of course I have the knot on my forehead. Because of the seatbelt, the way it was pulling, I had bruising on my hips and my collarbone and everything. So it was pretty traumatic. I did not drive for years, like drive, period. Like, I didn't drive at all. And then when I did start driving again, I didn't drive on the freeway. So if we were going somewhere and you had to get on the freeway, like when my older kids were playing travel ball, I would not get on the freeway. I would ride with other parents, because you couldn't pay me to get on the freeway after that. And then when I met my better half, there was a comfort that came over me. And slowly eased into, it was like I wanted to do it. It was like, okay, he was in the car with me. I felt comfortable. I felt safe. And I just did it. And I drive the 91 freeway frequently. So, it's like sometimes I have those moments where it's like, dang, I'm really doing this. And it's not that I haven't done it, but it's one of those where it's like, man, I really overcame that. And with that being said, one of the things my therapist was saying is, with trauma, no matter what kind of trauma it is, you never heal from it. Or I should say, you never get over it. You learn to cope with it in different ways. So just know that it's not in vain. You can get better from any type of trauma that you've gone through, but it does take a lot of work and a lot of consistency to get through it. Well, hello, Angel. Long time no see. I haven't, what, since your birthday? But I won't get on you about that. So definitely, you want to make sure that you put in the work, and it's definitely, it's eye opening, it's humbling, and but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Like, there are days even now where I'm just like, I can do so much better. I can do so much better, and that's my goal, is to continuously be better. But like I said, trauma comes from many different things. Got me my little book that I've been doing it in, and when you're going through it, you definitely want to make sure that you're being honest with yourself about it, because there are many different things that cause trauma, and it affects your day-to-day life. People don't realize that even from a young age, what you deal with as you're growing from a child to an adult, it still affects you, and some of those incidents can be traumatic as well. So you want to just make sure that you're paying attention. Oh, oh, Micah, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. I've been knowing you for years and I had no clue. I'm so sorry. You know what? It does take time. It does take time, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. And I know it's easy to say, "Oh, it's my fault because I went out there," but it's not your fault. You guys, you were 9. You were 9, and you didn't know. You didn't know. Man, I'm sorry, Micah. You just really, oh, yeah, you got me with that one. But don't don't feel like it's your fault, because it's not your fault. One, you were 9. You didn't know that it was going to happen, and honestly, you don't even know what the person that did it is going through. No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. That's the whole point of this, is to to really talk and have an open dialogue, because we're all people. We're going through things, and you don't know what other people are going through unless you talk. And it is hard to open up for some reason, and it shouldn't be that way. I feel like a lot of us are yeah. I mean, you it's a lot. It's a lot. You I don't know if I'm ready to share all of that part yet, but yeah. It definitely, trauma does hit you in different ways. It hits you at different times, and one of the things that helps to get through it is, again, identifying your triggers. I mean, triggers are for different things. It's not just about what makes you angry and combative, things of that nature, but it's about everything. Like, it's as humans, we're so complex, and it's kind of cool to understand the psyche. So I see how people go into psychology, because it, it's it's cool trying to understand the people just in general, like what makes us function, what makes us tick, things of that nature. So day by day, look for your support system. You definitely want to make sure that you have people to lean on, for one, and two, just knowing, so you don't fall into a funk, because people don't realize, people think depression and they automatically assume, oh, this person's not showering, the person, sleeps all day. I am a high functioning depressing depressive person. So I can still go to work, I can still, do certain things, and I can be super out of it completely. And I didn't realize that's what it was, high functioning, until I started explaining everything. But there are people who do go through the ladder where they just can't function at all. But I can still function, and I am affected in different ways. I know that I used to cope with it, like I said, by drinking. I've been very vocal about that. That I used to come home and have a drink every day, and if it wasn't, for my partner telling me you cannot just drink your problems away, and I need to stop drinking every day, I probably wouldn't have. And that was one of the things that made me really look at myself and say, okay, I have some problems I need to deal with, because I was using alcohol as a way to cope. And it's not like I was even feeling a buzz from it anymore. It was just, I'm just doing it just to do it at that point. So once I stopped, it was better for me. And now it's at the point where I drink for entertainment, I guess you can say. I'm more of a social drinker. I do like to have a drink with a good meal. Like if I'm having a good meal, I want to drink. So now I'm using drinking for that. It's not about, anything else anymore. So I do like that. But now that I'm becoming more serious with wanting to better myself, not just, because of, oh, how I'm affecting my relationships with, my family, friends, things of that, because I don't want to keep feeling like this. It's definitely, it's a sucky feeling. So I'm doing what I have to do to understand a lot more. One of the things that I did realize too is there are different attachment styles as well. And it stems from how you grew up. So how you dealt with things when as you were growing up is how you deal with things now. I am a anxious detachment. So if I feel like things are, like when people are that I care about, don't get me wrong, a person that I don't like, they can be pissed off at me and I could give two shits about it. It's like, okay, whatever. I might try and do something to piss you off even more. But with people I care about, if they're upset with me, I don't like it. So I'm one of those people where it's like, oh, what can I do to fix it? Let me think about this. Let me, and then it's like I'm making it worse because I'm not giving the person the time that they need to process and deal with it how they need to deal with it. So that's one of the things that I have to work on with how I guess you can say grew up and dealt with that, because that's a part of the trauma, is learning, how you learned how to deal with that kind of stuff. And because I grew up with my grandparents and that whole mindset of kids are to be seen and not to be heard, it wasn't a lot of dialogue in the house. It was, and it not on my grandfather's side as much, but my grandmother was one of those old school, this is how we deal with it. And it hindered me in some ways. I mean, I'm an amazing woman. I love my grandmother. Don't think that because I'm saying that. It was just how she was raised. So how you're raised is how, yeah, it's a lot of people from that, generation that are like that, Micah. They just, it's like, nope, we're not dealing with it. Just let it go. Do what I tell you to do and you'll be all right. And we didn't have that outlet where we were able. So it's like, even I look at my son now, and sometimes he'll say stuff and I'm like, I have to breathe it out. But it's at the same time, I want him to be able to communicate with me. And there are times where it's like, I have to think there's this tiny human with these big emotions. He doesn't know how to handle them. I mean, hell, as adults, sometimes we don't know how to handle these big emotions. So I can't completely get angry with him. Now, sometimes he crosses the line and I'm like, hey, you got to knock that off. But it's one of those where I try and put myself in that person's shoes, in his shoes in this case. and I try and think, what would I have wanted? And I would want, back then I would have wanted to have been heard, but because of that, I've learned to internalize a lot. And now that I am at the point where it's like, okay, I want to communicate what I'm going through. I want to be able to tell you, okay, you did X, Y, and Z, and it made me feel this way. And sometimes people don't even realize they made you feel a certain way. So you want to think about it, process it, and then get it out. But all of this, it just stems from, different things that you had to go through as a child. So it's interesting. The more that I practice, and the more that I think about it, and the more that I go back to experiences that trigger me now, that I'm just like, okay, so even when it comes to like abandonment, you know what? And I think a lot of us did that. We look at our old, like your firstborn. I wouldn't say is like the guinea pig, but that you don't know what you're doing. You don't have any experience. You guys are growing. No, no do over. You just work with them to get through what they're going through, and it's hard because it's just like, okay, you have to have that. You still have to have that boundary of, I don't want to cross the line with telling them what to do, because now they are old enough to where they can make certain decisions. But at the same time, it's like, okay, let me back off a little bit and let them make that decision. Let them come to me when they need something, and then hope that when you're giving them that guidance, they are receptive to it. So if they're coming to you, they still care enough to want your opinion. But don't regret it, because it's life. It happened the way that it was going to happen, and you just got to move forward and help them be better people as you grow to be a better person. And you are a good person. I've really grown to enjoy our friendship. So no, you're a good person. Don't ever think that. And again, just have that open communication with them. So it's whew, that unload. It's like a dump when you dig deep into that. I have abandonment issues, and I sometimes project that onto my partner sometimes, and it's not fair. So you have to really work. Oh, I'm not crying no more. No, I mean, it is. It's real. We're being real honest. That's the whole point, is to just let it out. And I'm not trying to make anybody cry or anything, but when you think about it, and it really, sometimes those tears are needed to really get through the grief and help you push through, because it's hard, especially when you see, okay, this is what it was, and no matter how far you've come, there's always still work that can be done. So don't ever look at yourself as a failure, even if you have a bad day. Oh, yes, yes. I they should start a club for for, as I call them, gestational carriers. Yeah, they should start a whole club for that, because no, it's true, and it sucks even more when you try and express how you're feeling and they dismiss it, and it almost takes you back to that time, and it hurts. It hurts really bad. But not everybody is an asshole. Not everybody wants to hurt you either. I can tell you that for a fact. I've been burned by people that I thought were on my side and I could trust, and then I found out that I can't, and it does hurt. It hurts like hell, because it's just like, man, I trusted you. I thought you were somebody that I could confide in, and I can't. So you tend to pull away, which with my daughter, because it's like people say, oh, girls need their moms. Well, girls, guess what? Kids need their parents. You do, and it's crazy because when you miss certain things from a parent, you project that onto your partner for whatever reason. And it's not fair. It's not fair, but it's like then you start apologizing for that because it's like, oh, I'm sorry, this is it. But you have to. Oh, it's girl, I get it. I get it. So, no, definitely, it's a lot. It's a lot that you go through, and oh my goodness, it's oh. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of getting it out, and then I have to catch myself because, like I said, I'm dealing with it every day. So now it's like an open wound because I'm dealing with it, and it's so fresh, and everything is just racing like crazy that I could be in the middle of doing the exercise that I'm supposed to be doing, and next thing you know, I'm like not sobbing. We got a little over a year to try. I mean, do you want to have a relationship with her now? Like, if she was open to being better, would you be willing to let her in and forgive? Is that an option or is that not an option? Okay, I'm not gonna pour no more because I want to save some for some pizza this weekend. Because I know sometimes you have to look at, will a certain relationship bring me value anymore? Because sometimes you can love people from a distance. It doesn't mean that you are gonna be close with them the same, but yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's sad. No, that's actually really sad. That's definitely sad. I'm sorry. It definitely hurts because that's a big day for you, and it's one of those where it's like the person is not in your life and they're not even dead. So I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But if it's not gonna bring any good to you, then it's bringing you harm. So yeah. No, I get it. And see, me, I'm the opposite. I didn't guard myself, but once, I was very open to people. And I feel like that was the one thing that I didn't like, was the fact that I would be so trusting, like to the point where it would be like, oh, well, if I was warned about a person, I would still give them the benefit of the doubt. Well, let me see for myself until I get burned. And then it's like, oh, well. And then even then, I would still try and give another chance. But once I close a door, it's closed. Like once I say I'm done, that's it. I can, just let go. But it takes for me to get to that point where I'm just like, I'm done. Like I'm done. That's it. No more. I'm not fucking with you. So it sucks because again, you can still mourn the loss of somebody that wasn't healthy for you. I don't like when people say, oh no, you only mourn in death. No, you can mourn the loss of somebody that is still alive. And I feel like people need to normalize that now because, yeah, you can be sad over losing somebody that wasn't good for you. And it does take time to get over it because it's still a loss. So I definitely understand. And again, don't be taking that out on your fiance. It's not his fault. And just be happy right now. Even though that part of you has lost in that way, you still got so many other good things happening. You're about to get married next year. I'm really excited about that. Uh, like I said, I'm about to get myself together because I'm trying to be cute at the wedding. So when you put your pictures, I ain't gonna be looking raggedy. And the house, just so many good things. So it's, yeah, you're gonna have moments of sadness, but try and let the moments of the good stuff that's happening keep you going. And I know it's easier said than done, and I'm probably sounding cliche, but you got to do it. Um, so yeah, just that's been one of the biggest things that I've been going through this week. And next week too, I'm gonna be digging deep into it because it probably won't be like I said till the first week of February when I have my next session. But I'm like really excited about it. Uh, it's been good. It's been good for me. So it is what it is. One of the biggest things that she was saying for psychological trauma, uh, and I thought these were pretty cool. Well, not pretty cool, but it was good to know. Good to know. That's a better way of phrasing it. Changes in physical and emotional reactions, being easily startled or frightened, always being on guard for danger. That's me. Self-destruct. That is me. My daughter, I don't know if she's still on or listening or not, but I will literally put all of us in that situation where, um, uh, what is going on? I will, I will put us in situations where, I'm putting everybody in danger. It's the craziest thing. And she's like, Mom, why do you always say do that? But it is what it is. Self-destructive behavior, drinking too much or driving too fast. I was definitely the drinker. Like, drink hard, heavy, and be okay with doing it. Trouble sleeping. Well, I have anxiety issues, so I have trouble sleeping most nights. Like, there are nights where I'm just like, I can go to sleep. Shut up. It's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing. She can't, I bet you she can't give an example of how it's the worst thing, but I be going through it. Like, I would be like, oh my God, if I die tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. So somebody is going to die, theoretically. But we straight to death because I ain't answered it. Oh my gosh, no. So with her, I know her schedule. Like, no, I will, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I be killing people off in my head. And I'm a, like, when it comes to my kids, I'm a panic in a heartbeat. Well, no, not even just my kids, because with my partner too, I will low-key panic. Like, I'll be like, are you okay? What's going on? Hello? Please answer me. But that's just me because of my anxiety. So I'm glad they love me enough to, yeah. But no. So yeah, that's one of my biggest things. So that's part of why I want to do it too, is because I do have really bad anxiety and I don't like it and I need to work through it. But trouble sleeping, it's hard. I can go to sleep, but staying asleep is my biggest thing. I have a really hard time with staying asleep, and I'm working through it. I'm really working through it because sleep is good and I need to. Trouble concentrating. There are times where I do have like the worst time concentrating and it affects me at work. It'll affect me at home. I've actually zoned out driving once and I was like, oh my God, I don't even know how long I zoned out for. But, and then irritability, angry outbursts, or aggressive behavior. Oh man, I'm not proud of it, but I know I've exhibited those behaviors as well. So, an overwhelming guilt or shame. When she read those out to me, all I could do was look at myself because it's like, okay, I got to figure out what's causing that. How can I get past that? And I do know that a lot of my anxiety started too when I had my first kid, because it was just like, holy crap, I am responsible for somebody's life. And it was a lot. It was a lot to, take on because, I've taken care of other people's kids. It's different when it's just like a couple of hours and then you got to give them back. But when you have to take care of this human full time, protect them from all types of harm and make sure they stay alive, and where are you going to feed them? Are you doing the right things with school? Are you doing this and that? It is, oh my gosh, it's pretty traumatizing. amazing. Like, why do people have kids? Oh my gosh. Like, no, seriously. It's like, yes, as a parent, I still have those things. Like, dang, I am somebody's mama. I am really somebody's mama. And I'd like to think I'm doing a good job. I'd like to think I'm doing a good job, but I have my moments. And that's why I feel like we really do need to lean on each other. I know Drea, I know she's still on here. I tease her about being her youngest sister's mom. Like, I used to always tell her, man, that's your daughter, because she was so involved. You do need a village. You really need a village, and it's hard to have a village because you don't know who you can trust, and they're shady, and then you think you found people that you can trust, and you find out they ain't no better than some of the other people that you met. So once you see that you do have a good group around you, it's one of those where it does make it easier, and it does bring your anxiety down. Like with my daughter being away from home and her being a girl, my anxiety shot through the roof. And I have moments where I just be like, dang, I miss my baby. She get on my nerve when I finally talk to her, but I have moments where I'm like, I miss this girl. So yeah, Dre, that's your daughter. But she is there for her little sister. She's there for her older sister who has kids, and it's awesome, to see her be so involved. So I applaud her for that. But you definitely, friends can be, just as much a part of your village as your family is, and sometimes they become the bigger part of your village. So I think I have been opening up to extending my village. Like, I've got a few good girlfriends now that I can say, okay, like, I mingle with my youngest, and it's hilarious because they call him their nephew. But they've been really good, with making sure we communicate with each other. It's not like we talk every day, but we talk enough to where we know each other is live. We know we care about each other. If we do need each other, we know we can call one another. But it's just a nice feeling to know that you do have that backup. And one day I might take the plunge and be like, hey, who wants to watch Amari? But we don't have plans on that because Amari busy. He busy, y'all. Oh, Lord, my little baby. He just busy. But he's sweet. He don't mean no harm, and he loves people. So definitely, you want to work on that. And when it comes to those angry bursts and aggressive behaviors, ooh. In my defense, I'm half black and Puerto Rican, so does that help when it comes to, the anger? No? Yes? Maybe? We're gonna go past that. And the overwhelming guilt or shame. I put a lot of pressure on myself. So no, okay. Thank you for holding me accountable. I'll take that. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and there are times where things happen, and it's like, when I say the level of guilt that I feel about things, because it's like, when I think about it after the dust settles, it's like, I didn't have to pop off like that. I didn't. So now my biggest thing is to think not once, but think twice, and then act, because a lot of times I am thinking from an emotional standpoint versus a rational standpoint. And a lot of times when people are having those moments, it is out of emotions and being irrational. So I'm just working on doing better with that. So you definitely want to make sure that you lean on people when you're going through those. I mean, it's okay to say you're not okay. I have that problem with, people go, oh, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm okay. But now I'm starting to get to the point where it's just like, I don't know. And sometimes I don't know what it is that I'm feeling. But I'm getting better with saying, I don't know. Or if I do know, it's like, oh, well, I'm having a rough moment. I'm processing, whatever it is. And just being better about it because I do want to be more aware of what I'm going through. So definitely do that. And watch out for people who are trying to attach to you because of trauma. You don't want to attach yourself to somebody that's just as unhealthy. And a lot of people, they hoard on to you because you guys are going through the same thing. I don't want to trauma bond anymore because I noticed that I had a situation where I did trauma bond, and it was because I'm an empath. Like, empathy is, a really big part of me. So I feel other people's pain deeply. And because of that, I kind of allow people to attach to me. And it's not healthy because now I'm taking this person on because of what they went through. And I've determined to not do that anymore. Like, if we're not bringing something to each other, what is the point of the relationship at this point? Because now I'm holding on to pointless relationships. So I don't want to do that anymore. So, yeah, got to be better and do better. So I'm definitely not doing that. So just remember, look out for people who are trying to trauma bond with you because that will keep you where you are as well. So definitely look out for that. But yeah, I think I'm done with that. And again, most of us are only a phone call, text away. And just remember, you're not alone. You're not alone. We're all going through it. We're all trying to survive in this crazy world. And wine does make things better. And this wine is so good. And I'm so looking forward to this Galentine's brunch. Again, you guys, February 1st, let me know. I do have us down for a nice size party, and we get 3 hours there. So, but I'm going to get there a little early because I want to make sure that I have our area set up nice and I get my camera and everything set up. So I'm like really excited. I'm really excited, you guys. You have no clue how excited I am. And yeah, I really got to get to shooting some stuff a little more, but I'm excited. So again, I thank you guys so much for joining me again. If you have not hit the like button, please make sure you do before you log off. And let's be better. Again, February 11th, that's the Galentine's party for those of you guys who are coming. And I will see you next week. New bottle of wine, new topic. I'm excited. Oh, hello. You coming on to bring us some comments about this topic? Are you drinking water? Good night, Naya. I appreciate you opening up tonight the way that you did. I like you, girl. And I didn't have to threaten you. Oh, funny thing. They got these filter. So for those of you who know me, I'm in freight forwarding. For those, I feel like I talk about freight a lot. Yeah, this was a good wind down, guys. I'm excited. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So I'm gonna sign off and finish this wine because it's actually really good. Good night. See you next week.